Hey, what's up, brother Tyleek? This is Kiz again, back with a response to your video. I appreciate that, by the way. Like you said, I don't have like any subscribers or a bunch of followers or anything like that, so I realize that arguing with me isn't necessarily gonna benefit your cause and, you know, the spreading the black movement. So hopefully you continue just to talk with me in the hopes to, you know, better understand each other rather than just try and draw attention to our websites or ourselves, you know. I figured I'd start this video with a question. You know, sometimes if we just go off the top of our heads, you know, we can do stuff like say you know 1,000 times, like, which I've been doing, and, you know, sometimes lose track of the real content and, you know, what our arguments are really supposed to be about. So, okay, since I've talked to you, I've watched some of your videos, and I noticed that it's you and a lot of your subscribers feel that black people are incapable of racism, or that the definition of racism or the idea of racism can only exist because of white people or white supremacy, and if white supremacy didn't exist, therefore racism wouldn't exist. If white people didn't point out the fact that we were different, then apparently nobody else would have noticed. I mean, I don't quite get how you could believe that, but okay. I mean, if you look at the tribalism that's happening in Africa and, you know, the Congo and Uganda, you know, all those areas are exclusively black areas, and the reason they hate each other is race related and religion related and tribal customs, basically just differences in culture. I mean, so if you don't see the connection that, you know, it doesn't, with zero white people present, the people can still pick out reasons to hate each other based on physical characteristics or, you know, cultural characteristics, then I don't know. I mean, that's willful ignorance, you know. So, okay. Moving on from that, you have this guy named Black Pride, who's you know, I assume he's black. Yeah, I haven't seen any pictures of him, so he might be really covert, like white supremacist, just trying to make black people look stupid. I mean, because like his level of stupidity, it seems almost fake. But just to quote him, this is a black man, by the way, who you claim is not, you know, capable of racism. In one comment page on one video, he referred to, he used the terms ignorant cracker, white devil, a Mexican shit stain, wetback asshole. I mean, if those aren't racist remarks, I don't know what you could classify them as. I mean, all right. So, I guess I'm hoping to. I hope that you'll address those questions and actually think about them, not just respond with your loud, you know, and over animated, like ready response that you seem to have for everything. Actually, you know, if the term white devil and Mexican shit stain aren't racist terms, then what are they? What are they? Okay, and moving on. White people do not share a common history. That's something else that I think you're ignorant of. You keep lumping all white people together and assuming that all white people have the same history. It's just not true. I'm Norwegian Swedish. That's Nordic, Scandinavian, later called, you know, that's a whole, you know, type of white person with its own specific history. A little farther to the south in Europe, there was the Germanic and, you know, the Anglos and the Saxons and the Jutes. You know, they're all different types of white people. They're Spanish people are white people, and all different history. You know, the Spanish was an empire that had its own history of conquistadors that, you know, integrated with the Indians and started the mestizo people, and that started its own race. So in a lot of ways too, our histories intermingle through travel and trade, and race gets blurred in those lines, and history gets blurred in those lines. So ethnic history and white history, and it's just global history. It's all history. It's just the history of mankind. There's no, there's no evil white history and pure any other history. There's, in all of the different cultures, you'll find horrible atrocities, injustice, slavery, class systems, no middle class, peasant kingdoms. Throughout, if you educate yourself, then you can't have that hatred in your heart, because truth and knowledge is a power, and if you just remain ignorant to the truth that no people is perfect, and all things black is not all things good, all things white are not all things evil, goes all around. I'm rambling. Alright, my final point I want to make for this video is you claim that you're crying out for justice. See, I don't feel that you're crying out for justice. I think that you're crying out for a handout. There's a difference. You're crying out for charity, for welfare, basically. I mean, let's face it, man. You never picked any cotton, and if you did, you got paid for it. Or if you didn't get paid for it, then I don't know, you're an idiot, or just way nicer than me or something. I don't know. I hear a lot of people claim that they're entitled to something, that somehow their ancestors' work is their work. That's not the case. It's not the fact. I'm white. You like to talk about all my ancestors and how successful they were and how privileged they are. I haven't experienced any of it. I go to schools with all minorities and poor neighborhoods, and I have the same advantages and privileges as all the people around me, regardless of their color. So I certainly am not entitled to anything any white person has ever done. You aren't entitled to anything any black person has ever done. I mean, I don't care if every last one of your ancestors is in slavery. They've been dead for a long time, and none of their work affected you negatively in any way. I mean, yes, it's a dark, horrible part of U.S. history, but like I said, it's part of everybody's history. It's not exclusively your history. So I think at this point, anybody who's still crying for justice from slavery is just trying to exploit the injustices of the past to make an excuse for their own shortcomings and make an excuse for them not achieving anything. So I don't know. I think I should be done talking in this video and just let you have whatever rebuttal you want to have. So, all right, man. Till we talk again. Like.